Is your past dictating your present? Can a single number define your worth, your experience, or your desirability? And why does something as simple as a number of past sexual partners ignite such intense feelings of insecurity, comparison, and even shame? Let's explore why this seemingly simple question has such a complicated answer. The term body count, when applied to sexual partners, is loaded with negativity. It carries the weight of conquest and destruction, a far cry from intimacy and connection. This loaded term brings to mind a battlefield tally rather than a shared experience. It's disheartening how often conversations about past partners devolve into sources of pain and suffering. One partner might reveal their number, only for the other to fixate on it, imagining previous encounters. This is an unfair burden to carry. The truth is, this number rarely tells you anything meaningful about a person's character, skill, or compatibility. There's a dangerous assumption that a high number equates to expertise, or that a low number suggests inexperience. These are simply not true. I've known individuals with extensive experience who were utterly clueless in bed, and others with fewer partners who were incredibly attentive and skilled lovers. The quantity of sexual encounters doesn't equate to quality. The term body count originates from a military context, referring to enemy casualties. It's alarming that we've adopted such a violent term to describe something as intimate and potentially beautiful as sexual connection. This can perpetuate a harmful association of sex with power and conquest. Many of us can relate to the anxieties that arise when discussing past relationships. People worry that a high number will paint them as promiscuous or unfit for a serious relationship. Conversely, they might fear being judged as inexperienced if their number is too low. There are people who've had incredibly active sexual lives who are now dating someone more traditional and are feeling shame about their own experience. Regardless of the number, it seems someone is always finding a way to judge, creating a culture of silence and shame. Consider this. You wouldn't judge someone's culinary expertise based solely on the number of restaurants they've visited. Sexual experience is similar. It's about presence, connection, and mutual pleasure, not just a tally of encounters. When we delve into the origins of these anxieties, we find a history rooted in control, particularly over women's bodies and sexuality. Historically, a woman's value was often tied to her virginity and perceived purity, impacting her inheritance, lineage, and family honor. This transgenerational shame, passed down through generations, shapes our perceptions of sexuality, regardless of gender. It's crucial to recognize that these ideas are socially constructed, not inherent truths. Knowing the origins of this shame can help you begin to dismantle its power. If you find yourself hesitant to discuss your past or judging others based on their body count, consider the historical context and the societal forces at play. Choosing to use a different language is also an important first step in eliminating this harmful perception. Consider replacing it with terms like sexual partners, number of sexual experiences, or past partners. Even those who consider themselves enlightened can have visceral reactions to someone else's sexual history. Recognizing these reactions as manifestations of your own insecurities is an important step to moving past them. Instead of focusing on numbers, why not explore your partner's turn-ons and what meaningful sex looks like for them? Ask about their favorite memories of intimacy. This is a far more productive and insightful conversation. Focus on genuine curiosity about your compatibility and shared desires. Are you aligned in your values, fantasies, and communication styles? These are the factors that truly matter in building a fulfilling sexual connection. You can ask your partner about what has worked for them in past relationships and what hasn't. How do they like to be approached for intimacy? When do they feel most connected and aroused? This open dialogue will provide far more valuable information than any number ever could. Sharing personal experiences in a context that does not mention specific past partners can be another way to achieve intimacy. For example, you can explore how you learned what you like during a past experience without revealing identifying information. By removing specific details, you can avoid triggering feelings of competition or comparison. The goal is to share valuable insights without inviting unnecessary anxiety or jealousy. Remember, the key is to stay present in the moment. If you find yourself spiraling into comparisons or visualizations of past partners, gently bring yourself back to the sensation of the present. This is where your connection resides. It's normal to be curious about a partner's past, but remember that the present moment is where your relationship exists. Allow yourself to fully engage with the person in front of you, rather than dwelling on what came before. We often ask about body count because we believe it will tell us something important. But the truth is, it distracts us from the information that actually matters: genuine compatibility, mutual respect, and shared desires. We must stop asking these harmful questions that serve to dismantle our sexual relationships. We can reframe our ideas and create healthier environments for sharing our sexuality. Studies show that shame around one's body count is pervasive. Many would be concerned if a partner had a certain number of partners, These double standards highlight the need for a cultural shift in how we perceive and discuss sexuality. It's time to redirect the conversation toward pleasure, connection, and mutual respect. Ditch the number and lean into what truly feels good. Communicate your desires, explore your boundaries, and create a shared experience rooted in authenticity and vulnerability. Focus on what has brought you pleasure and what has brought you discomfort. Be open about what you need to have fulfilling and joyful sex. Forget the number. It's about the quality of connection, not the quantity of partners. It's about creating space for open communication and vulnerability, where you can feel safe, sharing your needs and desires without judgment. There's a feeling of intimacy that comes from knowing you are known. But this doesn't mean you have to reveal your past partners. It is much better to reveal the experiences that brought you pleasure or discomfort, so your partner will know how to treat you best. And when discussing this with a current partner, it is helpful to bring them in. Instead of saying that you feel insecure when you know about their past partners, involve them in the conversation so that you can better understand one another. When you are feeling insecure about past relationships, it can be reassuring for your partner to state that they aren't judging you. This makes you feel understood and loved. So what can you do? Instead of focusing on the number of people, you should be asking questions about the meaning behind sexual relationships. Questions like, what have you learned from your experiences? What is your perfect encounter? What do you want to change in our relationship? What do you want from the future? Transgenerational shame profoundly shapes how we discuss our sexual histories. Let's dismantle these outdated labels that restrict and define us. They simply don't reflect the complexity of human experience anymore. True connection isn't about a number. It's about presence, vulnerability, and mutual understanding. It's about creating a space where you can both feel safe, seen, and celebrated for who you are, regardless of your past. Embrace the beauty of the present moment and the potential for connection that lies within.